Good morning. I don't know if any of you have seen on the news here in the UK or even wherever you could be, something I can't say esteemed leader, but certainly something our nutball of a dictator has said is that he's committed to defending Ukraine with £3.6 billion a year for the next 100 years. He's also said that he's going to consider putting British troops as a peacekeeping force alongside French troops with a peacekeeping force in Ukraine. Britain cannot afford to do this. We can barely afford to look after our own country. Our transport system is on its knees. The NHS, or the National Health Service, that's what it stands for, it's burnt out. The country has an issue with housing, and education here can also be a problem. Not only that, but our armed forces are severely underfunded and under-equipped. So I'd love to know why he feels that we can send a peacekeeping force out to Ukraine or Eastern Europe somewhere with the French. This is only going to exacerbate the situation because the Russians aren't going to be too fussed about picking fights with whoever they want. They've already got the North Koreans fighting in Ukraine for them. And this is what bothers me. It'll be Western troops going to defend a border that isn't theirs. Now, I'm all for defence. I really am. But I feel that Britain needs to defend itself at home. It doesn't need to do it anywhere else. Something that our government just doesn't realise. Let me point out that peacekeeping doesn't work. Soldiers are not trained to be peacekeepers. They're trained to fight wars. They're trained to be warriors, not peacekeepers. If you want peacekeepers, take a look to the police. If you want peacekeepers, go and ask them to help. Soldiers are trained to fight wars. They're trained to be aggressive. It's not going to work because this has happened twice before, I should say. Not once before, but twice before this has happened. The first time that I remember, or at least that I've heard of, although I wasn't there when it happened, Tonkin Gulf Incident, 1964. This is what started Vietnam. The Americans had gone in as peacekeepers. Understandably, they'd gone in as peacekeepers, along with the South Koreans, the Cambodians, Latvians, the Australians, New Zealanders, Singaporeans. They'd all gone in as peacekeepers, and it was the Tonkin Gulf in 1964. That little incident caused the whole thing to kick off. Again, all we need to do then is take a look after the 1970s, after the Vietnam War ends in the 1970s. All you need to do then is take a look about 18 or so years later in Somalia. And anyone that's ever watched the film Black Hawk Down will know exactly what I'm talking about here. Again, the US was called in by the UN to deal with this situation. Not just the United States, but also Pakistan and Malaysia got called in to deal with this. The United States was called in because they had the biggest armed forces. Pakistan and Malaysia were called in because they were Islamic countries. They still are. They're Islamic countries, and they went into an Islamic country to sort this whole stuff out. It didn't work. Peacekeeping, getting soldiers to do peacekeeping doesn't work. And I actually feel that there's going to be something that kicks off. Should we send our own troops out there? Should the French send their own troops out there? I feel there's something that's going to kick off over this. which is going to evolve into the next World War. I genuinely believe that. And if you think the Third World War isn't going to happen, then you're very badly mistaken. It probably won't use nukes. It probably won't use nukes, because no leader in the right mind really wants to use them. Yes, they drill to use them, so they know how to operate them. But the chances of them actually being launched, somewhere between slim and nil. I reckon that if this is a Third World War, they will only use nuclear weapons in an extreme case. It'll still be conventional warfare. But I don't think sending British or French or any other nationality, I don't think sending any other nationality out there as peacekeepers, be it ourselves, the French, anyone else, it's not going to work. It's going to end up getting messy. It's going to evolve into a big shooting war, a proper war. And you and me are going to feel the effects of this. Anyway, that is all I have to say on the matter. If you agree with what I'm talking about, then brilliant. Give us a like, give us a share, comment in the comment section. That's what it's there for. If you don't agree with me, if you only partially agree, then brilliant. Let me know where you disagree. And if you disagree with me entirely, again, brilliant. Let me know why you disagree. Because my channel is an open forum. Have your say about what you want, and I guarantee you I will gladly talk to you about it, and I will do in a very respectful manner. It helps with the algorithm, it helps get my channel out there, so please, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. It doesn't cost you a thing. It does not cost you a thing. And if you subscribe to my channel, I guarantee I will subscribe to yours. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on the matter. Please take care and have a fun day.